everybody. It's Friday. It's Yappy Hour. Yay! Welcome to Wine Time. I'm Melanie. This is Bronny and Vinny. They are awake for the first time. They've actually been awake when we started this. Actually, Bronny just jumped off the table. Not jumped, but just got down. He needed a drink of water and made it back just in the time to start. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a great week. I did not. I went this week to the doctor to find out that I have some torn ligaments in my ankle. For those who know, I actually broke my ankle earlier in the year, and that's how it started. So I'm back in a brace. Yeah, lots of fun. Anyway, we're here today and every week to kind of tell you who we are and what we do and why we do what we do. We are Nectar of the Dogs Wine, and we're a wine company that was inspired by the love of the dogs that changed our lives. We started this company back in 2015 just as a way to kind of honor our dogs who had passed on. And, we always had the intention to create easy drinking wine, sell a lot of wine so that we are able to give back to various dog rescue organizations. If you have had our wine or you need to try our wine, you will see that there are dogs on the label. And all the dogs on the label actually did belong to us. You see 4 here. This is Connie, Clyde, Floyd, and Mika. These were the dogs that belonged to me and my husband. And I encourage you to go to our website, nectarofthedogswine.com. You can learn a little bit more about them and about the wine as well. Gosh, Bronny and Vinny are like really awake, aren't they? Here at Nectar of the Dogs Wine, we like to say it's not really drinking alone if your dog is with you. Case in point, here are my dogs and here's my wine. And if you've tuned in these last couple of weeks, actually, we've had Monica on set. She's my director of PR. She couldn't make it this week, so we're going to go check in with her over in Northridge. Monica, what is happening?
Hey, happy
Cheers.
Friday.
Happy Friday. What's going on over there in Northridge?
A lot of heat, a lot of sun.
A lot of heat, a lot of sun. Well, it is hot outside.
Yeah.
Before we get into what we're drinking, I also wanted to just share that, we give to various dog rescue organizations. And to date, we've given, actually, we're up to like $8,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Little here, little there, but we've given to organizations. We have long-standing relationships with All American Dogs and Rescue, Bark Party. And since we've been doing these wine times, we've had the privilege to meet a lot of new organizations, Chiquita's Friends. What other ones have we had that are new?
Love at First Met, Live Love Animal Rescue,
Right,
Good Sense
right.
Dogs.
Good Sense Dogs, right? We had
And we're going to meet a new one today too.
Yeah, we're going to be meeting Sara and Jay from Canine Youth Alliance. And while we have been focusing a lot on dog rescues, because that's really what this company is founded for, the organization we had last week and the one we are going to talk to today, it's still got stuff to do with dog rescue organization, but they have a little bit of a different twist. So I'm really excited for them to share their story.
Their program looks really, really cool.
Yeah, when we do these, we have a pre-production call every Monday, obviously, to meet the people and talk about the show and everything. And I've just been so inspired with, these people are out there doing wonderful, amazing things, not only for dogs, but for people. And, I usually like dogs more than people, but it's nice that there are people out there who are helping people.
Yeah.
So, Monica, what are we drinking this week?
So this week we are drinking our 2015 Chardonnay. It is made from a single vineyard in Lodi. It is unoaked, so unlike your typical oak-aged Chardonnay, you're going to get more of those crisp flavors like green apple, but you're still going to get a little bit of that creamy finish, which I was asking you earlier, Melanie. So this does go through malolactic fermentation, which kind of alters the acids in the wine just to give it a richer, creamier texture, which most unoaked Chardonnays don't usually do, but this one did. So you still get that creamy finish, which is great. And I'd say this wine pairs really well with like delicate foods like oysters or sushi. That's definitely what I would open this bottle for.
That is really interesting information, Monica. It's true. It's very crisp, but it has a really creamy mouthfeel, which is why we bottled this. If you have watched this before, or if you haven't, this is the first time. We don't own a vineyard, and so I work with small producing wineries in the Central Coast and the Central Valley of California. So most of our wines come from Lodi, Santa Barbara County, and then we have one red blend right now that comes from Paso Robles. But But I just wanted to highlight a few people who have helped me along my wine journey these last 5 years. These are my friends and small business owners, and they just, they've really helped me learn a lot about this business, and I continue to learn every day. But Debbie and Mike are over at Sunland Vintage with John and Lisa Shaw, who have Almost a Winery. They have a tasting room in Thousand Oaks, which just reopened. And then Chris and Mike Brown have Cantara Cellars out there in Camarillo. And that's actually, they're the ones who helped me produce and bottle this Chardonnay here. Megan McGrath Gates, she's the winemaker for Lucas and Llewellyn, and I do get a lot of my wine from her. She's wonderful, wonderful to work with. And I love what she does for us. So I just want to say thank you. I encourage you to go check out their websites, go to their tasting rooms if you can get out. Everybody likes different types of wines, and there's just quite the variety right there with all of those people.
Yeah. And Cantara also did your 2014 Chardonnay?
No, that 2014 Chardonnay actually came from Lodi, and it came from a place, Estate Crush, and that's how it all started off. But, I was looking for a certain flavor profile when we bottled that, and we sold out of that very quickly. We only bottled 56 cases. So
I remember. I still have 2 bottles left.
I think I autographed one. Not that is worth anything.
You did too. We're saving that for a special occasion.
But yeah, so when I was looking for the next Chardonnay, I was looking for that same flavor profile. And I'd known Mike and Chris were wine club members there. And they said, we have some, if you'd like to taste it, we can bottle that for you. And I did. And that's where we're at with this one. So
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we're going to meet in a few minutes here, Sara and Jay. They're from Canine Youth Alliance. Canine Youth Alliance is a group of people who are dedicated to working with youth from under-resourced communities, focusing on the social emotional growth of children and shelter dogs. Their program brings together local youth and shelter dogs to work one-on-one with their team members using rewards-based, force-free dog training as a model for promoting self-discovery and nonviolence. Again, it's, people helping people and dogs, and it's a win-win, it seems like, for everybody. So let's take a look at this video. I believe this is from their graduation, and I know that it brought a tear to your eye, Monica. I watched it too, did the same to me. So let's take a peek.
My name is Karen Rosen. I'm the co-founder of Canine Youth Alliance, a program that combines teens and dogs who are living in the shelter so that they can grow together. The kids teach the dogs skills that hopefully get the dogs adopted and stay adopted. And then the kids learn how to train their dog, but also confidence, patience, responsibility.
Thanks everybody for being here today. Some of you have been here and seen us working with dogs on the patio, and we're really excited that you could be here to celebrate your peers and their achievements. I think we want to hear from the students about what their experiences were like.
Me and Percy formed a tight bond, and I really love him and I want to adopt him, but our apartment building does not allow dogs. Percy should be adopted because he is good with kids, very smart, funny, and caring at the same time. I want to thank the staff for teaching me to train this amazing dog, and I want to thank Percy for being such a special friend. Sorry, I'm nervous. Okay, so this program, along with all my fellow peers and staff, taught me a lot about dogs and their needs. While working with Chata, she taught me that not all dogs are the same and that they all learn at different speeds. She also taught me that even though some dogs are older than others, they can still be quick to learn. I just really want to thank the staff and my fellow peers for helping me grow, and yeah.
For kids who have difficulty focusing to be paired with a dog who has difficulty focusing, what they learn from each other is something was difficult, I adjusted, and now I see the success. And that can happen in their lives in general.
My dog Whoopi has learned more than just tricks. She's also learned how to focus more. I think Whoopi should be adopted because she's a very gentle dog.
and she's also very good with kids, and her temperament is very sweet. What I've learned from her is how to have more patience.
Many of these animals have, histories that may not have been great. So they need to develop a relationship with the humans so that they know humans are okay. The goal is for both the kids and the dogs to understand about trusting relationship building. You could really see that in the graduation.
Oh my gosh, I love how that ends with the dog nose in there. So hello, Program Director Sara and Board Secretary Jay. Cheers. Welcome to Wine Time. How are you, ladies?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Doing great.
For now.
Yeah, well, a couple more glasses in, you'll be feeling just absolutely wonderful. Well, welcome to Wine Time. As I just mentioned a little while ago, we have some really long-standing relationships with some organizations, and we have featured them here the last few weeks. But you're new to us. I believe, if I'm correct in saying this, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. Kelly Osborne is one of the co-founders, and she worked with guide dogs, or she knows, I think, Carol Ann from Guide Dogs, and that's how we were recommended, or how we kind of connected. But tell me a little bit more. I think she was a co-founder. Who else started the organization, and when? And was there an inspiration behind this?
Yes. So Karen and Kelly, they met at a similar organization called Canine Connection, and they were really inspired by what Canine Connection was doing. They are located on the west side of LA. And so they were inspired and wanted to take this transformational organization and program and expand it. So they incorporated Canine Youth Alliance in 2012 and became a nonprofit in 2013. And we started our operations in 2016. So we've been running programs since 2016.
That's pretty cool. I see you have your rosé of Pinot Noir there. How was that tasting?
Oh, yes. It's so delicious, so refreshing on this hot day.
It is a hot day. I'm glad you're enjoying that. So, we have a few slides here that are just highlighting a few. It looks like some of your students and some quotes. But Sara, tell us a little bit more how the program works. We're interested to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so we use students. We find our youth from a couple of youth partners we work with in Pasadena on the east side of Los Angeles. One is the Boys and Girls Club of Pasadena. They have two different clubhouses that we work with. And the other is called Hillsides Education Center. They're also located in Pasadena. We get our dogs from LA Animal Services, primarily the North Central Shelter, which is in East LA, as well as Pasadena Humane Society. So when we're working with Boys and Girls Club, we bring the dogs to them from LA Animal Services. And when we're working with Hillsides Education Center, the students will come to Pasadena Humane because they have a nice training facility there. So we just run out and grab the dogs and bring them into the room. We have about 6 to 7 student dog pairs. Each of those pairs is also paired with an adult volunteer that acts as a mentor and is there to support them and handle the dog if they're not quite comfortable, which happens more so at the beginning of program. And then we transition the leash to the student because the dog is ultimately their responsibility. And the students learn to actually train their dogs skills and behaviors that help them stand out. And they're in a shelter. It's generally a really large population. If you're walking around looking for a dog, most of the dogs are going to be very excited and jumping up and barking. So the students are really doing the dogs a service by training them to sit or make eye contact or just be calm in their kennel so that, they really present themselves as a dog who could fit in with a family a little bit better. We do target older dogs, more senior dogs, or dogs who have maybe been stuck at the shelter for a longer period of time so that they get a little more exposure. We kind of highlight them. They get to learn a little bit more. They get more attention. And then we work for 3 weeks after school for 2 hours every day, Monday through Friday. And then at the end, we end that with a big graduation ceremony. So the students actually learn to take their dogs through a whole agility course where they do jumps in a tunnel. They teach their dog a trick. They write a speech. So they really get to then present their dogs to the audience, which, sometimes those people in the audience are looking to adopt. So it makes it pretty easy for them.
That's very cool. That's the graduation video that we just saw, right? That's what
yes. Yep, exactly.
Wow, that's pretty inspirational. And so underprivileged youth, I'm guessing they probably don't really have what it really takes to own a dog, right? Or the responsibilities that come along with that. So it seems like you're instilling those good qualities in this program.
I think they do. Our students really amaze me. They're very most of the time they're very mature, and they come into the program for really good reasons because they want to learn. A lot of them say they want to be able to help their family train their dog, that their families are really busy and they don't have the time, so they want to take on that responsibility. A lot of them have had dogs, or some of them have not had a dog before and they are interested in it. Maybe their family is talking about getting one and they want to be the one who kind of takes the reins and training and helping the dog adapt to their new home life. So,
right.
But yeah, we just give them the chance to take a class and to learn more about how dogs communicate, why it's required to spay and neuter, being responsible with your pet, making sure they have a microchip and they have a tag on, why they have to be on leash when you're out on a walk. So a lot of things like that, maybe some people aren't aware of if you haven't had a dog before.
For dog owners and responsible pet owners, it's like a no-brainer. But I guess, there are just a lot of people who don't know. So, that's very, very cool. So you don't have a physical brick and mortar, your organization doesn't, right? You said you use these other organization, their facilities?
Right. So that is a long-term goal for sure. Someday we would love to have our own facility where we can have, maybe multiple programs running at a time where students come to us. Maybe we have more opportunities for them to do more kind of internships with like a retail store or with our dog trainer or with classroom things, or maybe even with raising dogs. But right now, we don't really have the funding for that yet. So we bring the dogs to the students in some cases, and in some cases we have the students come to the shelter where they have space for us to hold class there.
Gotcha. Well, we're going to do what we can to help put money into that goal. So that's great. Some of the guests that we've had in previous weeks, shelters and whatnot, I've been asking the question since it's just there. Has COVID-19 affected your organization in any way, good, bad, or do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so COVID-19 has affected our organization. We started a 3-week program earlier in March, and we had to cut it short. We only got through 1 week because we all had to start sheltering in place. So we were unable to finish that program, and now our organization is looking to, restructure. We have to meet these new guidelines in order for our staff and our volunteers to be safe, as well as the dogs and our students. So we're really working on how do we continue programs with this COVID-19 going on. So it's been a challenge for us, but We'll get through it.
We will get through it. When we started this April 3rd was our first one. And nobody's been through a pandemic in this lifetime. And I'm so glad that things are starting to open up, but it's a whole new world, a new way of doing things. But it's good to hear that you guys are working through it like we all are. So I think volunteers are a big part of your organization. You just touched on that, right, Sara?
Yeah.
How can people, how can we help? Besides the volunteering, talk a little bit about what we can do to support Canine Youth Alliance.
So, of course, volunteering and donating to our organization is always helpful. But we're also looking for board members, people who have experience with strategic planning, grant writing, fundraising, all of those things that can help us grow as an organization, because we would like to continue to grow and expand the number of programs that we host every year. Currently, we do 3 programs a year. We like to expand to 4 and 5 and continue to grow to service our youth and our shelter dogs.
Right. So, Jay, I mean, you're a board member, and then Sara, you're the program director. So what's the difference? And you're both volunteers, I'm guessing.
Yes.
I am actually.
Well, no, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, Jay's as a board member, she's a volunteer. I am a paid staff member. So in our programs, there are 3 essential staff members. So myself, program director. We have a certified dog trainer who is a professional dog trainer in her usual life. And then in program, she also is a professional dog trainer. She's the one who actually teaches our students to then teach their dogs specific behaviors and skills. And then we have an educational facilitator whose job it is to hold a classroom. So the first half of program is hands-on training. And then the second half is a classroom. We do classroom activities where the students learn about topics such as humane education, spay and neuter, how to better communicate with your dog, how dogs actually speak to us non-verbally. And they do that through projects and activities and fun games, things that really help you understand specifically what's going on in your dog's brain. So we do have staff members, but who really, really takes this program on their backs are our volunteers, and we couldn't do this without them. Like I said before, each of our student dog teams has an adult mentor with them who is a volunteer. Mm-hmm. And they're vital to our program. We can't say enough about the people that volunteer with us. It's a time commitment. I started as a volunteer myself, and I came at it from a dog angle. I'm also a certified dog trainer as my career. So I came into it for the dogs, but working with these teenagers is just really enlightening, and it's really opened my eyes, and they teach me so much, on a daily basis. So it's really, really, if you are into helping dogs or youth or both, I highly recommend, checking us out. It's, like I said, it can be a time commitment, but you aren't required to be there every day. If that just doesn't work for your schedule, we can work with that. So,
right.
It's very, they're very, very important to us as an organization.
It sounds very, very rewarding. And I think, helping people, helping dogs, I mean, that's really what it's all about. We here, that's our mission, right? To create this easy drinking wine so we could sell a lot of wine to give back. And that's, for me, that's why I do what I do here. I just want to thank you ladies, because again, we're making wine and giving back money, but it's people like you and people we've met over the last few weeks who are really out there on the front line, not only helping dogs, but helping people. And I really appreciate all that everybody has done for that. So cheers to you. I want to just talk a little bit about this next slide here, how to help make a difference. Jay, do you want to just kind of walk us through this and let us know, besides the volunteering, what else we can do?
Mm-hmm. So, the other options other than volunteering, you guys can visit our website, k9youthalliance.org, and you can learn about becoming a volunteer, adopting one of the dogs that are in our program, fostering one of the dogs that are in our program, or making a financial contribution. And all of those things really help drive our organization. So any one of those things, no matter what it is very helpful, and we greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's great. It looks like we can also find you on Facebook and Instagram, Canine Youth Alliance. So yes. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, help spread the word about the wine, because that sells the wine, then we can give back money. What are you drinking there, Sara? What did you open today?
Oh, I have the same as Jay, the rosé of Pinot Noir.
Ah, okay. And this is the first
with my salad at lunch.
It's the first time that you ladies have tried it. So, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I know you said it was nice and refreshing. And any other thoughts or comments on the wine?
It's nice and dry. I like a rosé, so I'm very into that.
Very good.
Yes, and it's very it's just good. And I'm really excited to try the Three Dogs wine. So this was great. I'm just ready to try the next one.
Oh, good. Yeah, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to anyway. We actually just got our first review, and it's on the Three Dogs White. So we're going to be featured in the July-August issue. Monica can correct me if I'm wrong next, but the Tasting Journal. So we got 4 tail wags, and I think
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that. Thank you. Yeah, we don't have a tasting room, so it's events are vital for us, and unfortunately, because obviously COVID, so doing this and then sharing the wine with people who may not have ever even known about it, and you saying that you think that it's great, it's great. It's great for everybody. So again, ladies, I just want to thank you again for sharing your story. Just continue to do what you do because it sounds amazing and rewarding, and we'll keep in touch.
For sure. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I'd also like to just let everybody know that wine and candle sales throughout the month of June are going to benefit Canine Youth Alliance, as well as the couple of other organizations that we highlighted, I guess, last week, and we have another one next week. You can order your wine by clicking Shop Now, not right now, but in a moment, or you can go directly to the website, nectarofthedogswine.com. You can stay up to date on all things NOTDW by following us on Instagram at Nectar of the Dogs Wine. And then, of course, like I said, we got to hear about Canine Youth Alliance through another organization that we work with, Guide Dogs of America. So if you are an organization, or if you know somebody who has an organization and you're interested in joining us for Wine Time, email me or Monica at Nectar of the Dogs Wine, and we'll get you slotted. We started this, as I mentioned, April 3rd. We didn't know how far it was going to go. We're already booked up until July. And, we're just going to keep doing this as long as we can do it, not only just to get the word out there about the wine, but to highlight these wonderful organizations and share the message about what they're doing. I want to point out, in case you don't know, we can only ship wine in the state of California and Nevada, but we can ship candles anywhere. So if you don't drink wine, or if you live outside the state of California or Nevada, we make candles from our recycled wine bottles right there. So they come in 2 sizes. This is the large one. This is 140 burn hours. The small one is 110 burn hours, and they come in various scents. They're 100% soy, clean burning. This one's crackling firewood. This is sweet peach. They smell wonderful. So it's another way that you can support, drink wine, buy candles, all kinds of way. So Monica, I feel like I'm always just yelling like Monica. And they're sleeping. Yeah. Sleeping. So, I mentioned events and the lack thereof. We might get lucky, right? We might get lucky on an event. Tell us about that before you tell us.
We might. Ventura Wine Walk happening in August. Ventura looks like they're, just going to keep moving forward with it. So hopefully we will see everyone out in Ventura at the Ventura Wine Walk in August 1st and 2nd, I believe.
I think if that happens, we're in the VIP. It was called the Bunny Lounge back.
The VIP Bunny Lounge or something. Yeah.
But I think that was back in around Easter time. So I don't know what they're going to call it now that it's August.
Yeah, that's true.
But who knows? So we'll keep everybody posted on that, either here on Wine Time or on our Instagram and Facebook. And besides, or before that, what do we have for this? What else?
So as an alternative, if you'd like to try the wine and learn more about it, we do have virtual private wine tastings. All we ask is for a minimum purchase of 4 bottles, and there's all of the 5 of the varietals that we currently have. Buy your 4 bottles, reach out to Melanie, reach out to myself. We will meet you anywhere virtually, Zoom, FaceTime, Skype. Anything that works for you. We'll talk to you about the wines, tell you about the story of Nectar of the Dogs Wine, and of course, a portion of the proceeds goes to dog rescue organizations. The 4 or more that you buy, and whatever else gets purchased during that session. So go out there and get some wine. And we're still doing 30% case discounts. Am I right?
We are still doing 30% case discounts.
But not forever. So go get your wine.
Get your wine now. Yeah, we started doing 30% discounts when we started this to stimulate the economy, try to sell some wine. But I'm going to probably take it to the end of June. And then, once July rolls around, we'll do something else and we'll see what happens. So I have some special guests on set here today since you couldn't be here, Monica.
Hi, Ella.
So this is Isla and this is Ella. So Ella is my niece here, and Isla was actually adopted, back in February? I think it was
February, yeah.
February. Yeah, we did an event. So we actually, one other thing, Cornell Winery is back open. Yay. So you can find our wines there. But we did an event. We partnered with Geraldine is drinking at Cornell right now. All right. Hi, Geraldine. Hi, Tim. So we partnered with Chiquita's friends, Geraldine, wonderful, wonderful lady. And Isla, what was her name at the time? Dilly. So she was a Tijuana street dog. We featured Chiquita's friends. I think she was actually our first one back in April. And so Geraldine, she goes down to Tijuana and she rescues these street dogs. And so Ella adopted Dilly and named her Isla. What's her name? Isla
Isabella Cutie Gray.
Isla Isabella Cutie Gray. So she wanted to come see what this was all about. She's the sweetest little dog. She loves Bronny and Vinny. They're like, all best buds now. So we just wanted to say hi and say hi. That's awesome. Well, I guess that wraps it up for this wine time this week, right? And I just wanted to thank Sara and Jay again. Ladies, it was wonderful to hear your story, and, best of luck with everything. We'll keep in touch after we get through the sales for June. We are in June, right? And hopefully we can sell lots of wine to get back in. I'd love to, once we get events up and going again, figure out a way to, partner, because that's what it's all about. Drinking wine, giving back, dogs, helping. That's what we do. All right. Okay. So that's it for wine time, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there. May dogs continue to bless your life, just like they do here. And cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Sarah.